Hello again. Today we are going to talk a bit about meditation. Each one is very meditative, yeah? You remember the tree and Shidi and all. But Shaolin also has meditation. The meditation that I learned when doing Shaolin was called Tatsu. Now, I've also been to India and travelled extensively, and in the south of India I met a Kalari master which confirmed that the theory is that Kung Fu or Shaolin comes from Kalari, because the basic positions and stands of Kalari are very much within the same positions in Shaolin, which was very interesting. But what's interesting about what I did within yoga in the south of India and what I did training Shaolin growing up, that Tatsuo is very similar to Ardhasarasana, which is this position, which is the same as Tatsuo, and many of the hand positions too. Like, for example, this that they call mudra, yeah? That position, which in Tatsuo is like that. Right? Now, I have seen in India left hand with right on top. But I was trained earlier in life in Shaolin that right had left on top. Yeah? Now, the body is divided down the middle. Our right hand side represents our physical body, and our left hand side represents our spiritual body. If you want to describe it in terms of yin yang for me is a glass of water. I always say this. The glass is the yang, yeah, and the water inside it is yin. Now, a glass with water in it has a reason to be there, if you like, a reason to exist. It's balanced, even though it may have less or more water. Yeah? Now, the yang is the physical, hard, outside, and the yin is what's contained within the yang. Now, if I grab that glass and throw the water on a table, the water will just flow and fall down the edges of the table. Now, that's excess yin, if you like, because the water has no containment and it just flows and it falls. If I put the glass down on the table, empty, it has no reason to be, because it's not containing anything. So yin yang is the combination of the two in balance. Yeah. Now, we're not going into how much water it has, because the balance held within the situation of the glass with the water in it determines the oneness of that situation. Now, of course, if it's a massive glass with a bit of water this high, then you could say there's excess yang. If the glass is full and it's overflowing, there's excess yin, right? Now, our bodies are split down the middle. On the right hand side, we could say, is our yang side, and on the left hand side, it's our yin side. Now, everything that's on the left comes in, and everything that's on the right comes out. And when we meditate, what I found, and what is my experience regarding this, is that when I was in India and I was asked to put left hand predominantly holding the right, on top, and left leg under and right on top, it meant that you were developing your spirituality and your inside, and you were not the breath, you were not the body, this is just the glass, and you are a traveler, if you like, in this vehicle, and you're inside, just in a situation of balance, like the glass with the water, right? Now, in China, when I was training Tsao, and they put us like that, I felt that the right hand side was predominant. So we were building on calmness, which is an inside thing, but also strength within the body. So strengthening the vehicle to be able to do what the martial art required of us, right? Which is very physical and physically based, if you like. So that's what I found interesting about the two and the differences between the two. And every time I've asked why this or that or this or that or that or that, they couldn't tell me. They'd say, well, some people change it or whatever. But that's what I determined within my experience inside my body. And that's what I'm sharing with you, because it is what I know within that I can share, right? Remember, our journeys and our paths are three things, or spirituality, if you like. They're unique, so I can only have my own experience, I can't have yours. They're personal to us, and they're non-transferable. So non-transferable means I can show you the position and I can guide you through the motions of what it is to meditate from the technique, which is like a recipe to cook a cake, but every person will bring out of the oven a different cake. They won't taste exactly the same. There are no two cakes that taste the same. So it's non-transferable and it's unique to you, like this is unique to me, right? Now, basically what happens with meditation in the initial steps is that you tend to close your eyes. Of course, each one is open eye meditation because you're focusing on E and you're focusing on the tree and imaging or images and stuff like that. Same as Shidi, which is a type of meditation. But Tatsuo, yoga, closed eyes, basically what you are trying to focus at the beginning when you're starting this is on your breathing, and breathing, or air if you like, is the one thing that we all share, which is the most basic, most important thing to each and every one of us, because it is the one thing that if it's not there for the least amount of time, we will be in trouble. So air is what you start focusing on, and air is directly related to breathing. So even though in India they will start telling you go into meditation and experience you not being the body, you not being the breath, and you not being the mind, which is brilliant because it gets you onto the situation of you understanding that you are inside the vehicle and you are something else. You're not the mask or this. Yeah. But a step before that, you need to get into the position. You need to slow down if you want. You need to close your eyes, and you need to experience something from the start. Because a lot of people say, okay, just sit down, meditate. But what is to meditate? So the first door, if you like, to go through is that you control your breath. Yeah. Then you will get to further stages of meditation and higher experiences, if you like, where you start experiencing you not being the body and the vehicle. Now, having said that, if you've never meditated before, this is a good way to start. Now, there's a position that you sit in, yeah, be it Tatsuo or yoga or other types of meditation in Zen and in Japan also. And it requires that you have a cross-leg position. We're going to do it with your left leg under first, yeah, and your right leg in front. Now, the way to get into this position comfortably, because a lot of people initially, and I was in the same place too, right? When you start, you just cross your legs, they say, oh, cross your legs, and you end up like that. And then you end up like that, and you're trying to get this to the floor. Now, the way to get your legs down flat on the floor, like that, the only way to do it is through training your body to do it, right? So you need flexibility and strength. And one of the ways to do it is you're gonna grab your feet like that, pull your legs as far back as you can, and do this. In India, this is called the butterfly. Now, your head is going to pull up, your shoulders are going to pull down, not up with the head, but down. And you're going to flap your wings, if you like that, with your eyes closed. Yeah. Now, if you do that for a while before you start meditation, that's very good for your position. Yeah. The other thing you can do is what in India they call rock the baby, which is basically you're going to grab your leg, you're going to put your foot on the inside of your elbow, grab it on the outside, tuck your other leg in, and you're going to rock like that with your leg pressed against your chest, yeah, and your eyes closed. So every time you go round, you're pulling on this muscle and back. And also, you're sticking your hip bone on the floor, yeah, and creating friction down there, same as when you do the butterfly. So your hip starts getting used to this movement and this surge going up your spine. Yeah? Now you can do it with one hand and then with the other side. Yeah, press against your body and close your eyes and move one side to the other. If you do those 3 exercises before you sit to meditate, you'll see that your legs, your hip starts opening up. Now, when you're going to sit in the position, you're going to tuck your leg in, you're going to lift yourself and sit on your heel. Yeah? And then your other leg will come there. You have to be comfortable, yeah? And you're ready to start. Now, your hands can be like that, or like that, or like that, or like that. It really doesn't matter. That I know that there is a difference, but it's for you to find out later on. I would start, if your left leg is under, I would put my left hand under, yeah? And just sit there. Now, you close your eyes inside your lids, look down to where your hands are, yeah? So even though you have, your eyes are closed, your eyeballs are looking down like that. And you start breathing. Now, what happens in meditation is we have two instances to our breathing. Yeah? So, one is empty and one is full, if you like. Basically, inhale, full, exhale, empty. What happens when we're full, we have this feeling, or the body has a feeling that it will survive and that it's alive. What happens when you're empty, the body has a feeling that it won't survive. So your instinctive, or your reflex in a way, with breathing is to fill, yeah? So, comfortable, not comfortable. Comfortable, not comfortable. And in the middle, there's a physiological situation going on, which with reflexes, which make your diaphragm pull down. What happens with the diaphragm? It pulls down, that stretches your lungs, and because it creates a vacuum, they fill it up with air coming in from the top, the pipes. So that's why when someone says, take a deep breath, you don't do this, even though a lot of people do that, because that doesn't do anything. That doesn't help to breathing. This does. Yeah? Pulling down into your abdomen. And that's what you're trying to control with the basic steps of meditation. Right? So you're going to start with your eyes closed and you're going to go inhale, hold, exhale, hold. One exercise. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Eyes closed, looking down. Now, two kinds of exercises branch out from that kind of meditation. One is inhale quickly, hold for as much as you can. Exhale quickly, hold for as much as you can. The other one is inhale very slowly until you get to the top of your capacity. When you get there, hold for almost nothing because you will be feeling that you're dying, and then exhale. And this instance will be worse than the other one because you feel that you are really in survival mode. And that's what we're trying to control, the nerve, yeah, with meditation. Now, this kind of meditation, basic exercise, it's called, or the breathing for this basic meditation is 4-2-5-2. Yeah? 4-2-5-2 means 1, 2, 3, 4, hold for 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold for 2. So 4, 2, 5, 2. 4, 2, 5, 2. The speed at which you do it doesn't really matter, but it does matter that you try and make it slower and slower every time. Now, what happens with 4, 2, 5, 2? If you're doing one more going down than you're doing going up every time, if you put it in a graph, it's going to do this. Yeah? If this was 5, 2, 4, 2, you'd be going that way. But the idea with this and many meditations is that you're trying to control the bottom part of your nerve, the one that says, I'm out of air, I'm going to die in 2 seconds, I need to breathe in. Yeah? If you sit comfortably down there, as much as you can sit comfortably up there, which is basically the normal thing, right? Take a deep breath, swim under the water. You feel like you will survive. But if I tell you, exhale all the air you have and then swim under the water, you'll go like, no, can't do that. And that's exactly what we're trying to control. Your nerve down there. That's why 4, 2, 5, 2. Because after a while, you're going lower and lower and lower. And you're learning to control the feeling of survival that comes up in your body that urges you to take breath. If you control that after days, weeks, months, years of doing exercises like these, your whole life will change, because your whole approach to life will be different, because you've controlled one of the essential things that keeps you alive, basically, your breath. Yeah. Now, it means that all the situations that are tied to the stressful moment of being down there, of having exhaled all your air and making your body wait before it takes a breath, it will make you calmer within situations in regular life. So even situations which are emergency situations, like accidents or stuff that happens, you start seeing everything in slow motion and you don't get worked up. And this works when you go on in the ring. So Shaolin, so you go to combat, right? So basically, and I've seen it many times, you have a student come to class for 5 years, trains the shadow boxing, trains the bag, yeah, which is a big leap to having contact. Then you put him in the ring and it's a disaster. Everything out the window, 5 years of training. And that's because it's so different. When you get in the ring, if you can't control your nerve, your breathing, you lose immediately. And that happens to all of us. It happened to me too, and it happens to my students. You put them in the ring and you go bing, and they're and they say, okay, stop. And they look at you, it's like, how much do you make me fight? 10 minutes, 30 seconds. But the breathing changed because of nerves, stress, yeah? So they get in the ring, they see someone who's about to hit them, and they lose completely their nerve. Now, so this kind of meditation, or any kind of meditation in a way, is good for keeping calm in stressful situations. And we attain that by practicing, training this. Yeah? Comfortable here, comfortable here, comfortable here, comfortable here. Then, when you start doing this, very slowly, you feel your body along this. You're going so slow and your body starts shaking because you feel that there's something wrong. because you're consciously trying to control something which is a reflex, yeah, which is there no matter what. You fall asleep, you jump, you go to work, you whatever. Breathing is always there. So with meditation, we grab that one thing that you never had to think about, and you go take it all apart and say, okay, how does this happen? And this is all even before we even start going into the depth of what meditation is from a spiritual point of view, where we'd go more to the Indian side, right? So you don't need to control stressful situations or be in the ring and win a battle, but you need to understand the link between the bottom of your breath in your abdomen or your plexus and how it's coming out, how it's coming in, and how the vibration of all that is going through your body to make that cup of water a one experience within this plane. Yeah? So, you've got into this position, you put your hands in that situation. You can use a wall to start with if you like, and lean against it, but be careful with walls, because you may then find that it's very difficult to hold your back, yeah, if you've always done walls. But it's a good way to start if your back is not strong enough. Close your eyes look down, and just breathe. And that's it. And feel and experience how you're breathing. And control it. Yeah? And start with 4, 2, 5, 2. 4, 2, 5, 2. Thank you very much, and see you soon.